Welcome back to another episode of the A&T podcast. I'm Aiden,
I'm Tavius.
and you might be wondering why we didn't have a podcast come out on Tuesday, or mostly Tuesday, even if it is recorded on Monday. That's because it's my fault. I wanted to go play basketball. Kind of had to push it back a little bit, but we are back. We're going to cover everything today. We're going to go through the recap of last week, NFL. College, a lot of stuff happened on both of those. We were at one of the crazy games, which was pretty cool, which we will talk about later. And then, we'll make our picks for this week. We got a one game starting today, even though it's not ranked, which I'm interested to watch. We got Boston College versus Virginia Tech. I think it's going to be a pretty good game. And then we also got Tavius' Saints playing against the Broncos tonight. But we'll get right into it. Start off with NHL. Haven't talked about that in a while. Let me get this up.
And I'm pretty sure your team's off to a scorching start.
We were, but we lost the last two. But that's okay. I think we're sitting 3-2.
They're 3-1-1.
3-1-1. That's what it was.
Overtime losses, you get a point for overtimes.
Gotcha. Yeah, they had overtime loss yesterday. So let's see. How's your team doing, Mister?
Looks like we're gonna go 41-41. That's what we're gonna do. We're 2-2. We won one last week, blowout, and then we got blown out. So we play tonight, I'm pretty sure at 6 against the Los Angeles Kings. So just to follow the track record, we're going to win. And then we're going to lose the next game, which is to New York on Saturday. That's the pattern we're going to play, and that's okay. Montembeau is off to a great start. It's about 4 goals in 3 games. Can't ask for better goaltending. Pretty sure Gallagher. Not Gallagher. Cole Caulfield, 4 goals, 4 games. Lane Hudson, our star rookie, 4 assists, 4 games. Hey, we're playing some decent hockey right now. You don't ask me.
Yeah, not too bad. Utah doesn't play until, I believe, Saturday, so be back on the ice then. But I was able to watch a little bit of the Penguins game last night. They went into OT, and then Crosby, I believe they had it was a historical night. I think he passed somebody, didn't he, or set a record or something like that last night.
I got it. That'll be all over the news.
Yeah. And then there was one other game that I was watching. It was the Blues game, where I think there was a top 10 play. The goalie snagged the puck and put it down on the ground and then hit it over everybody. The Blues were down, so they didn't have their goalie in. It was an open net goalie goal, and it was pretty cool. Pretty cool to watch, but yeah, got some hockey is in full swing, and we are ready to rock and roll. But I'm excited. We got some games on tonight. We got some games on tomorrow and Saturday. So we'll see if Tavius' team can pull out with the dub and then turn around and hopefully break their little record that they got going on, win-loss. So we'll see. See if the Utah hockey team can get back to their winning ways.
Don't tell me you're already mispronouncing your team. It's Utah Hockey Club.
What did I say? Oh, hockey team.
Utah Hockey Team. Come on, man. I
Hockey
already
club.
hear all the Utah fans out there chirping you. They are chirping.
Hey. Well, let's just pick a mascot and we'll be all right. I was talking with some people, and they thought about the Utah Squatches. That's pretty cool.
That's awful.
Like Sasquatch? Come on.
I know, but the Squatches, Doesn't roll off the tongue very well.
Top one, in my opinion, is Yetis.
Yeah, yeah. Or hey, close second, Blizzards.
See, my close second would be the, what are they?
Mammoths?
Yeah. Those. I
Nah.
lost it for a second.
Blizzards. The Blizzards coming to town. Ooh, that's got a nice ring to it.
I don't know. We'll see. Let us know what you think. But yeah, hockey's back. I'm starting to get into it a little more, which who would have thought? Well, never would have thought of started to get into hockey, but here we are.
Here we are.
We can. All right, let's go over to MLB. We've missed a lot over there too. I think we're on game 3.
Game 3 of the ALCS. Game 3 tomorrow in LCS.
So let's see. You got Guardians up right now against the Yankees, and then we got game 4 going on tonight.
Game 4
Dodgers and
tonight.
Mets.
Dodgers up 2-1. Yanks up 2-0. Guardians are winning though right now. Looks like must-win games for the home teams.
I'm not too familiar with the layouts. Like,
I'm pretty sure it's 2-3-2.
is it game of 7 though?
Yeah, it's best of 7 of the last 2 series.
Gotcha. Okay, that's where I get all mixed up. But yeah, Yankees look strong. See if the Guardians can pull out the win. Dodgers look strong, even though they let up 1. But I don't know. It's right now my 2 favorites to go into the World Series are the Yankees and the Dodgers. But
Of course you want that.
no, I'm not. I'm just saying that that's what it's looking like.
I believe in the Mets. I
We'll
believe
see
in the
it-
Mets.
We'll see it tonight.
We will see tonight. Don't let me down. That'd be the worst thing I want is a Yankees Dodgers World Series. Yeah, for sure. But
I don't know. Let us know what you guys think. If you guys think that it's going to be the opposite, Cleveland or Mets going. But we will see. All right. Now, let's dive into.
and then quick note before we transition: basketball starts next week. You'll see our NBA season preview next week, but let us know what fans y'all are down in the comments. Anyone y'all want us to talk about, but excited. Hey, it's best time of the year when all 4 major sports teams are playing out there. But
I agree. All right. That's exciting stuff, too, because they're wrapping up preseason. Just a quick touch on NBA. We got a bunch of all these rookies that are coming out and kind of showing us what they got through preseason. But preseason's preseason. Let them feel it out. The NBA, a couple games, but not all the key players are playing. So next Tuesday starts the season. Everybody will be back. Everybody will be in full swing. Lonzo Ball came back to the basketball court after 2.5 years yesterday. I'd love to hear and see that. But yeah, we'll dive into that a little deeper next week. Now on to NFL. All right, little recap from last week. Got any games you want to talk about real fast? And then we'll kind of make our way through it.
I guess it was. Are you teeing that up for me to talk about my team, or you want me to save that?
You can start off hot with yours, or we can save it for later.
We'll save it.
Okay. I thought the Bears didn't look too bad. I mean, I was not really expecting them to win by this much whenever they went to London. They looked pretty good, but obviously the Jaguars aren't the team that – they're not a good team right now. I believe, ETN had -1 points for fantasy, which is crazy, but Anything else poke out to you other than your team and the other team that I was going to
Uh,
bring up?
I mean, I'm interested to see how the Bears are going to do next week when they return from their bye against the Commanders. Um, I
That's a
guess, huh?
that's a tough game to come back from a bye, but it's also good to have right after a bye because
We
the
got 2 weeks
Bears,
to plan,
yeah,
get comfortable with the game plan. Um,
I think that game will be interesting just based off of the Bears defense and the Commanders offense.
all right, I can't hold it in no more. Look,
Come on, man!
to
Letting
say,
Baker Mayfield?
hey, I just want to put it out there. People want to talk about Baker threw 4 touchdowns. Yes, he did. He also threw 3 picks.
Yeah, but
And they beat us by 24 points after he threw 3 picks. Um, there's a lot to complain about. Um, First off, I don't know how number 27 on the Bucks, the corner, McMillan. I don't know how he didn't get a targeting call and thrown out the game, or how they even called that a catch on Chris Olave's out route. We can't play the video, but I encourage y'all to go look that up real quick. It's in the highlights because they called it a scoop and score. Thought that should have at least been an incomplete pass, and even not an incomplete pass, targeting. All you hear is a helmet hit. Nothing, nothing else. I have issue with that. I have issue with our inability to run the football. We gotta find a way. I mean, it's also tough when our 2 starting guards are out. Our center, we're down to a dude we signed 20 days ago. Now both of our receivers are out. Our quarterback's out. It's not looking that bright on our offense side of the ball. I'm more disappointed in our defense. 16 missed tackles on Sunday against the Bucks. That's inexcusable. We're supposed to have a top-rated defense, yet we can't tackle. We gave up 300 yards passing, almost 300 yards rushing. I mean, what are we doing? Chris Godwin had a heck of a day. But even if we cut his passing in half by making tackles, I mean, he had a 55-yard touchdown run. He broke 4 tackles. So, yeah, I mean, Mike Evans got clamped up by Marshawn Lattimore. Just want to put that out there to all these Mike Evans supporters. Marshawn is still his daddy. We were just putting that out there. But other than that, no one else on the defense played good, for being honest. Yeah, it was disappointing defense. You would think they would play a little bit more inspired to give us a chance to win with the rookie quarterback. I mean, we put up 27 points. That should be good enough to win an NFL game. Letting up 20 in the fourth, it kind of felt like we kind of just got deflated. But yeah, it was just disappointing. I wouldn't feel too bad about this loss if we were able to beat Atlanta, which we should have. But because we couldn't, now we lose this game. Now we drop to 1-2 in the division, 2-4 overall, 4-game losing streak. It's not looking bright. And plus, with all our injuries, I mean, I'm glad we're playing on Thursday. We get at least 10 days till our next game. Hopefully, people heal up and a few people can start coming back. But it was a rough one to watch, for being honest. But I don't know if you got nothing to say, but.
no, I saw that Baker Mayfield threw 3 picks, and I was like, oh, all right. And then I checked the score, and I'm like, okay, doesn't matter. I agree with you with the Chris Olave hit. I mean, it's easily helmet to helmet there, and then I can see where I guess they said that he made like a football move, but even then, like if you're not gonna call, I don't know. It's weird because if you call that a catch and a drop to like a fumble, then back whenever Clemson played Ohio State, that should have been a scoop and score as well. I don't know if you remember that game, but
You're bringing up old stuff.
but like that's whenever the rule came in. Like that rule is now still implied. Like that's still the new rule, where he didn't make. It was like 3 steps or a football move. Chris Olave turned and looked, and if you're going to say that's a football move, like I disagree with that. I don't think it should have been a scoop and score, but I mean, you gotta, as a football team, you have to fight through adversity, and just kind of stinks. I didn't know that you guys got beat by this much until I did check the score, and I was like, dang. But
Well, I mean, in theory, it was what 34,
yeah,
31, 27 going into the fourth. And then if you look at the what they scored a touchdown and then went for 2 and then get 37-27. And then this is where Spencer Rattler showed his rookiness, trying to force the issue, get us back in the game. He throws 2 picks and they score off of him. So it's just like, why are we letting him score 37 points off rep? Well, our defense needs to tighten up quick if we want a shot at saving this football season.
but you guys got another shot at it tonight, which we'll dive into it later. But there's I don't know. I'm also a firm believer. I mean, I think that Tampa might have had a little upper hand as well. They've been in New Orleans for a while. You guys were still in what?
KC.
Yeah, KC. Whenever they were in New Orleans, so like they were able to kind of treat it like a. They had a whole week to kind of prepare themselves and kind of get ready for it. What didn't really seem like a away game since they were there for so long with the hurricane. But I don't know. That's just who I am. I think if you can get your team there early and get accustomed to the difference of traveling and all that, and you get kind of like a normal schedule going, that helps how you play. But I mean, I don't know. Like I said, you guys got another chance this week, actually today, to kind of hopefully turn it around playing Sean Payton. But we can kind of touch on that later. But going back to the other games, since we talked about them, let's go ahead and talk about the shocker of the day. The other shocker of the day that maybe not a shocker to some people, but definitely to me. Did not see the Detroit Lions walking into the Cowgirl Stadium and beating them 47-9.
I mean, the Saints did it. Who else? The Ravens did it before they let up points in the fourth. It looks like the Cowgirls don't like playing in Jerry's world. They're trying to say something.
I don't know. They're down bad right now. They've got a lot of searching to do.
I don't know if I'd say they're down bad.
At home?
At home, yes. On the road, they tighten up.
Right. Yeah.
I think it might be the distractions. That's all that tells me. If on the way, you go on the road, you can lock in. I mean, we saw with the Bucks, they locked in. Dallas at home, can't lock in. There's too many distractions.
See, but like my mindset is that I have the complete opposite. Whenever you're away, there's so many different distractions that you haven't seen, that you have the crowd going in. Like, I get your point, and I get, like, other people have said that as well. That's just something that I don't agree. I think whenever you are away, it's a whole new setting, whole new fan base. Like, I mean, yeah, you could be in the league forever and just know what you're going to get into. But, like, at the same time, I think it is much harder to go on the road, and I think there's more distractions there than there are at home. That's my thought. But, like, then you have also, if you take it into, like, consideration, like college, you have, like, homecoming and all that stuff, like, that plays in that, like, so those are a lot of distractions. But just like a normal home game compared to an away game, I don't know. I've heard that before too, just like locking in and like not getting that distracted on away games. But I don't know. To me, I just feel opposite about that. But yeah, they got a lot of things to work out.
Yeah, figure something out though. Yeah.
because this is not a good look. And the Detroit Lions walked in there and owned them. So the Detroit Lions are on fire right now.
They did hook and ladder with a tackle.
Yeah.
They just telling you, it's bad. They start pulling that stuff out. They don't care. They just putting belt to booty.
Yep. But I think that was.
I mean, Ravens beat the Commanders, a hot team.
Yeah.
Let's see. I don't know if you saw, but Joe Burrow had like a 50-yard touchdown run.
Yeah, and then he was asked about it on at his interview or whatever, and he goes, probably back in 5th or 6th grade.
He was moving.
Yeah. Was that whenever he made the face?
Afterwards, he's like, hey, that's funny.
Kind of looked scary. You can make that into a mask and wear it for Halloween.
Hey, But yeah, shout out to Bengals. They're on a 2-game win streak. I mean, don't let the Bengals get hot. That's a team you don't want to play in the playoffs with that offense. They stay healthy.
Then the Bills and the Jets on last Monday. Really good game. Rodgers throws the interception. But then breaks the news this week that Davante Adams is joining him in New York. What are your thoughts on this?
And Amari Cooper was traded to the Bills.
Yeah, that was I forgot to mention that. Yeah, that's it.
So
I think that's a good trade.
I feel like that trade's a lot better than this trade. Adams went to the Jets. Yes, will the offense be a little bit more explosive because Rodgers to Adams connection? Yes. And then you just can't double Adams because then you still have to cover Garrett Wilson, which is it going to free up the offense a little bit? Yes, but Jets still have a problem like running the ball. I mean, I know they did better against the Bills. I mean, Brees Hall had 113 yards and whatnot. But defensively, I mean, they're still the same. They're going to end up losing Hassan Reddick at some point. I mean, it's not going to solve their problems, I don't think. But, hey, I guess if you can outscore your opponents, it doesn't really matter how bad your defense plays, I guess. But
Yep, no, I think Davante going to the Jets is going to boost up their offense a little bit. But like you said, they still got to run the ball. And, again, I agree with you. They can't double either one of those guys because the other one's just going to beat them. I think it's also good because Davante is going to help Garrett Wilson and kind of help him with the connection with Aaron Rodgers just because of what they've had in the past and kind of Davante knows kind of how A-Rod plays. But, yeah, it's exciting to see. I think they play prime time this Sunday. So,
yeah, then Cooper to the Bills is sneaky good. I think getting Cooper out of Cleveland into a better situation in Buffalo is going to help Cooper gain a little bit more confidence and look a little sharper. At times he's kind of waned his focus, but I think being in the Bills and winning culture is going to help him with that focus. Allen gets a great receiver that can get open. That's going to help open up their offense a little bit more. When James Cook gets healthy, offense is going to be a problem to deal with. Excited to see how these new receivers do with these teams coming up this week, but Saints need a receiver. I heard Mike Williams is going to be traded potentially, and the Saints have interest in him. I don't know why. Mike Williams, stay away. We do not want Mike Williams. Please, no. We want to get Hassan Reddick. I don't mind that. Bring Hassan Reddick, please. We need passers.
I forgot that you guys had Chase Young.
Not showing up on the stat sheet. I need a couple more sacks from you, big guy. But I don't know if you hear church bells going off. We need help. Send the angels this way, please. Heal our team, please. But
All right. Well, we're gonna
But
transition straight into picks. We got prime time tonight. Broncos Saints. Who you rocking with tonight?
I've been debating this all day. Not gonna lie, chat. I've never been so tempted to pick against the Saints. We had like 16 players on the injury report. 4-game losing streak. Sean Payton's coming back to town. You saw the Broncos beat up on the Bucks. Sean Payton knows how to scheme against people. Broncos aren't the best team, but it's Sean Payton. Drew Brees inducted to the Saints Hall of Fame. A lot of emotions. Short week. We're battered. Rookie quarterback's second game. I've never been so tempted, but like I told y'all, I'm a delusional Saints fan. I don't hate to admit it. If I wasn't a Saints fan, I probably wouldn't pick the Saints. But since I am, I'm going with the Saints. And light at the end of the tunnel. All right, we're sitting at 2-4. We win this game, go 3-4. Next week, Chargers, winnable game, 4-4. Next week, Panthers, winnable, 5-4. You have a chance to turn this around, boys. You got a chance. And then that only sets up a huge divisional game against the Falcons at home. We win that game 6-4. Falcons can easily drop the next few. Bucks can drop a next. We're still in the thick of things, all right? We got a favorable schedule coming up. Starts today. Need a big win. If we lose this, there's still kind of hope, but not really. Give me the Saints, man.
I'm gonna go Broncos.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I do not blame you.
Yeah, you guys, with you guys being hurt and just with Radler coming in as a second game.
On a short week.
Yeah, I think there's still a lot of getting used to with him. Where I think Bo Nix has kind of went through those growing pains at the beginning of the season, and now he's starting to kind of get a feel for the NFL, get a feel for his team. I think you guys are going to come out fired up because it is a home game. You got Drew Brees coming in, and you're playing against Sean Payton. I think it'll be a fun atmosphere. Gameplay-wise, not sure how I'm feeling. Don't know if it's going to be a toilet bowl or if it's going to be somewhat exciting. I'm almost getting like Miami, Tennessee, Tennessee vibes.
Oh, gosh.
That's just what I'm getting in my gut. That's what I'm feeling. I hope that it's not that. But
even with all the emotions, Sean Payton returning to New Orleans after quitting on New Orleans, come on.
Yeah.
The animosity is going to be palpable.
Yeah, until the ball snapped. But we'll see. We'll see. I'm gonna start with this game. I'm gonna turn this game on. If it starts to be where I just don't want to watch it anymore, I'll turn on the BC Virginia Tech game. But we'll see.
I want you to watch the game. I want you to see what I've been struggling with the last 4 weeks with our injuries. I want you to see that. Be like, dang, I feel bad for Tavies. But
see,
I guess we'll
you
find out.
You wouldn't feel that way towards me in Florida.
Yes, I did. I told you that.
I don't know.
I told y'all should have won against Tennessee.
Hey, we'll get to it. We'll get to it.
I'm just saying.
All right, Pats Jags.
This is a coin flip of bad teams. This should give you Tennessee Dolphins vibes.
Oh, it does.
Give me the Jags though. They've looked better than the Patriots, even though they're 1-5. They've looked better, more explosive. Give me the Jags.
Oh, wait a second. I'm gonna make my pick, but then we're not passing this. I'll go back, but give me the Pats.
You forgot. Dang, that's crazy. You said you got the Pats?
Yeah, I got the Pats. I think they're gonna beat the Jags. But hold on, let's go back. So we kind of sped through the NFL, and then no wonder we did. Tavius didn't want to. Tavius didn't want to stop there. So we didn't recap how we did last week. Do you want me to tell him, or do you want to tell him?
You know what? I'll tell him. All right, guys. In the comments, give Aiden a round of applause. Give him a round of applause, okay? Aiden went 13-1 last week picking NFL games. 13-1. And would you gladly tell the people which game you got wrong?
The Cowboys game.
The darn Cowgirls. Almost had Aiden go 14. Imagine y'all would have listened to Aiden and picked the Lions over Cow. The 14-game parlay would have went crazy. I didn't do that hot. Which y'all could probably guess based off the picks. I went a solid 6-8. I didn't get over 500 for y'all, but lo and behold, we're gonna go 15-0 this week. Maybe 14-1 because I'm a delusional Saints fan. But come on, Aiden actually inspired me with how good he did. But go ahead and tell the people, Aiden, what led you to go 13-1? Give us the secret mojo.
There isn't. I just had feelings about different games. That's about it. You picked one way, I wanted to pick the other. Some of these we agreed on. But yeah, shocked myself a little bit. Usually with NFL, I'm not the best, and usually college is where I'm better at. But this past week, definitely NFL was mine, and college might have been yours. We'll get to that later, maybe, but couldn't pass that up because if it was reversed, we would have never gotten off the subject. But I'm shocked. I'm shocked that you let me even go past it. But I'm also not shocked at the same time.
I'm surprised that's not the first thing you let off with, if we're being honest. But yeah, I mean, you're off to a rough start this week. I think the law of large numbers is going to come back down. A's going to come back down to earth either this week or next week with a bad record. And Tavius, we're going to start doing this again. I owe it to the fans. But,
so,
all right.
Just a recap of the total that we're at. You were at 15-13 for NFL, and I am at 21-7.
Of the last 2 weeks?
I think that's of everything.
They haven't played 28 games this whole season.
Everybody combined?
What are you talking about?
But you're saying more.
Of the whole season, Aiden?
I don't know.
There's been more than 28.
I'm going to have to recount.
Dang, brother.
I don't know why.
It's weak.
You know what that was? Correction. That is not the total games. That was what we predicted we were going to go last week. You predicted that you were going to go 9-5. I predicted I was going to go 8-6. So we were both off.
I was off. Yeah, we were both way off in the wrong directions.
Sorry, yeah, I was wondering why those were up there, and I was like, wait a second. So
like,
my apologies. Yeah, that's my fault. But 13-1. Don't know if I can do it again. I'm gonna try this week. Tavius doesn't think I'm off to a great start. He didn't think some of my picks last week were good, so we'll see.
Maybe I know nothing. Titans at Bills. Who we got?
You missed a game.
What game did I miss?
Seahawks Falcons. I know you don't want to talk about the Dirty Birds.
No, I had on my list. I wrote them a little further down. But all right, Seahawks at Falcons.
I got Falcons.
Seahawks did not look good last week.
Yeah, that's why. I don't. They're kind of struggling right now too, and the Falcons they're doing pretty good. So give me the Falcons. Are you gonna pick the Dirty Birds?
I really don't want to. And I didn't when I was looking at the schedule on Tuesday. But I'm changing my pick. I'm going Falcons.
Just because you don't want
Yeah,
to. Doesn't mean
Falcons
that you
coming off a bye week, I believe,
not.
or did they beat somebody? I think they beat the Panthers. So,
Did we lose him? I don't know. Give it a
you
couple
did lose
seconds. He's
me.
probably got some bad Wi-Fi. There he is.
Don't clown me about my Wi-Fi again. But no, I was saying before I was rudely interrupted. Falcons, I think they beat the Panthers last week. They're rolling. Seahawks are struggling, so I'm gonna just go with the hot team. Even though I'd hate to see it, I'd love to see me be wrong about this, but go Falcons.
All right, Titans, Bills. Who you getting?
I'm going Bills.
Shocker.
I will say shocking. Josh Allen hasn't thrown a pick yet.
Are you calling to pick this game?
No.
I'll
I
call
think.
it.
Okay.
I'll call he throws a pick. I think this is a game we'll throw a pick.
But Bills should win by 10 plus, I feel like. They should cover this game.
Yeah, I agree. I think the Bills are looking pretty good. They just got Cooper, so I think that'll just help out offensive side of things even more. I think it'll help out the wide receiver group as well. So, give me the Bills. Bengals, Browns. Give me Cincy. They're on a roll right now. I mean, the Browns look like the Browns. Nothing to. Who did they win against? Who was their only win against?
It was 18-13 against the Jags, I believe.
I didn't even know they won a game. But they're not getting win 2. Not this week.
Texans, Packers. This is a good game. This is probably a game I'm going to watch on Sunday. Who am I kidding? I'm going to have red zone on it. But I might watch this game. This is a good game. Oh, it's going to rain, projected, excuse me, on the weather thing.
Yeah. Which way you going?
It's funny, it says that. It's 11% chance of rain. It's supposed to be 77. And what it shows, the weather people don't know what they're talking about. It's going to be a great weather game. Shout out to Texans because they can't play in the cold, being in Houston and all. It's going to be this is a tough one. I'm going Texans, though.
Texans. Well, I was going to go Texans, but I want to be different. Packers at home. Jordan Love. He's playing pretty good. Coming back from injury. So give me Green Bay Packers. Colts, Dolphins. I'll go first. Give me the Colts.
Oh, so just no rhyme or reason, just Colts because you live in there?
The Dolphins are the Dolphins right now. If they don't really they haven't been rolling. I need to scroll this down. But Flacco is Flacco. I mean, he's old, but he's still good. Don't know when AR is coming back. Don't know if they're trying to rush him or not. But Joe Flacco's, I mean, he's doing the things that he needs to do to continue to have that spot and keep them winning some games. They won last week, so I think they can pull out the win again this week.
I would agree with you if they had Jonathan Taylor. But since he's not playing and the Dolphins are coming off a bye, I believe.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they didn't play last week. Coming off a bye, Tyler Huntley's a little more comfortable in offense. Give me the Dolphins. Mainly because I need Tyreek to do well. I'm still holding out hope. Lions-Vikings, that's another really good game.
This is, I agree.
Lions coming off a great win. Dominant win. Vikings coming off a bye. Who are you picking, Aiden? Start first.
So even though that the Lions are coming off of a great win against the Cowboys, I think I'm gonna use your logic that you used with Bama, coming off of a big win, being happy about it. I think they travel to Minnesota. I think Minnesota beats them. Minnesota's coming off of a win against the Jets overseas. They had a week to rest up and prepare for this Lions team. They got to see them play the Cowboys. They kind of got to see them beat down on them and got to see their schemes. So they had a whole week to prepare, and I think they're going to get the win. So give me the Vikings.
First game without Aiden Hutchinson, which was a gruesome injury. Lions are rolling on offense, though. I like the Lions' ability to run the ball and pass it. Sam Darnold's looked solid these last first 5 weeks, but he's also been a little bit up and down. Dang. Give me the Lions. Roll with the hot team.
Eagles, Giants.
Reunion. Saquon returning to the Giants. How many boos do you expect him to get?
All of them.
Do you think it's going to matter?
No. Not with A.J. Brown back.
Devontae Smith back.
Yeah, I mean, they're back at full strength. Yeah, give me the Eagles. The Neighbors is still out, right? No, he's back?
Coming back. Yeah.
First game back, though, right?
Yep.
Again, I don't think that matters. If this was maybe like his second or third game back, I'd maybe be a little more concerned. But at the same time, I'm pretty sure I'd pick the Eagles too, just because the Eagles are back at full strength. They got A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, Saquon, Jalen. So yeah, I mean, I'm not too worried about the Eagles or the Giants. I think the Eagles are going to handle business, and I think it's going to be I think they're going to make it an effort to run Saquon and get him involved as much as they can, because I think he's going to be ready and wanting to do that as well. I think he's going to have a big game. Who you got?
Yeah, give me the Eagles.
Eagles.
Even though Giants have been playing better, and I think it's going to be a close game, I like the Eagles in this one.
You don't sound too confident in that.
Yeah, I was trying to look at the Giants injury report. Yeah, Neighbors isn't on there anymore, so he's out of concussion protocol.
Raiders, Rams.
Well, real quick, I feel like that's going to hurt his offensive rookie of the year chances, because him being hurt, missing 2 games. Jaden Daniels going to play a full season if he doesn't get hurt. That would have been a fun race.
All right, Rams, Raiders.
Rams. Raiders are too dysfunctional. No, I think the Rams are better than a 1-4 record. They've just been bugged by injuries as well.
Is Cooper Kupp coming back?
He's projected to play, I believe. Let me check the injury report.
I thought so. that's just going to hurt the Raiders either way. But yeah, I think the Rams.
Even
Yeah,
without Cooper Cup, I
yeah.
think he was limited. He was limited today, but I think he's on track to play.
Okay. So they still have tomorrow and Saturday. Saturday will be a walkthrough, but today he might, or tomorrow he might be full. Panthers, Commanders. This one's pretty easy for me. Commanders.
Yeah.
Same with you.
Yep.
Chiefs, Niners.
This is a good one too. Chiefs coming off a bye and for beating up on my Saints. Give me the Niners.
Yep.
I feel like this is going to depend on if Jordan Mason can play. Where is it?
I'm gonna go Niners as well.
Yeah, he's limited today. Yeah.
I think
Ricky
the
Pearsall had a
Chiefs.
full practice today.
Who did?
Ricky Pearsall. I don't know when he's going to come back, though.
Kind of crazy how that all happened.
Yeah. You said you picked Niners?
Yep, I got Niners. Yeah, they're kind of rolling right now. Purdy's getting comfortable with the offense again, and with having Kittle back and defenses playing pretty good. Yeah, I mean Niners. Jets, Steelers.
It's going to be interesting. I think Russell Wilson's going to start.
Yeah, that's what I'm hearing too. I'm gonna be honest. I don't care who starts at quarterback for the Steelers. I don't think they're beating the Jets. I think this week with Devontae Adams coming over to the Jets, I think that pumps them with some life on the offensive side. Defense plays good enough against I don't want to say dysfunctional because they're not, but
I'd say middling offense.
yeah. Who they didn't seem like they found their way yet with either quarterback, and then you throw Russell in there for the first time. I think it's going to be a whole new connection sort of thing. So give me the Jets.
Give me the Steelers. I think despite the quarterback drama, I think the Jets are going to take a game to get acclimated. I just like the Steelers at home. Is already home? Yeah, Steelers. I like the Steelers at home on a Sunday night. Excuse
Gotcha.
me.
And then we got 2 games on Monday again. We got the Ravens Bucks, and then we got the Chargers Cardinals. We'll go. I'll go my 2 picks, and then you can go yours. I'm gonna go Ravens and Chargers. Ravens have been playing some good ball lately. Buccaneers are coming off of that somewhat of a huge win against you guys, going back home. But I think the Ravens traveling there, I don't think they get stopped by the Bucks. And then the Chargers, I think the Cardinals are kind of lost right now, and I think the more games that the Chargers play, the better that they'll get. So I'll give them the Chargers.
I will go the same route as you. Ravens, Chargers. I like what you said for both. Yeah.
All right. Chargers, locking it in. That is it for NFL. Let us know what your guys' picks are. with the Saints and Broncos game starting up here shortly. Let us know how you're feeling. Let us know what you thought about last week and what you think about this week. Let us know what your picks are. But without further ado, let's move on to college. Haven't done this in a while, huh? Let's throw that in there, huh?
No, you're dropping the ball. I should be in charge of these effects. I would be on top of it. Put in the comments who should be in charge of the effects. Go ahead, show me love in the comments.
Don't do it. All right, so let's go to our underdogs of last week. Tavius, you had LSU, Washington, West Virginia, Vanderbilt, and Oklahoma. You went 2-4 with LSU and Vandy, coming out on top. And we don't need to talk about mine. So let's go ahead and go to college football. No, I'm just kidding. So mine was Colorado, Virginia, USC, and Florida. 3 of those games were pretty close, just from looking at it. And
what do you mean 3? USC lost by 3. Florida lost in overtime. Pitt lost by 2.
Pitt won by 2?
Pitt won by 2.
Oh.
What were your other 2?
Virginia.
I want to say that was close too. 4 points. And what was the last one?
Colorado. That
3.
was close. So all of them were close.
You could have went 6-0.
Could have, but my team's let me down. We'll see. We'll see if I can do better this week. Right now, Tavius is winning out of the overall standings. He has 13-27. I am 11-29. Hopefully, I can get a bounce back this week and regain the lead. But, excuse me, we can talk about the games from last weekend. Let's see. We'll kind of go through
go ahead, share the records first, and then we'll talk about the hot ones.
So, off of our top 25 and little extra games, game of interest games that we had, Tavius finished 16-6. Great week in college football. I finished 12-10. Still winning, but not good enough. Some games to talk about. Texas, Oklahoma. Texas.
Forget everything I said for those 5 minutes in their last talk. All of it. It meant nothing.
Nothing.
Well, it started close.
Yeah.
It was like 3-0 after the first quarter.
Yeah.
And then Oklahoma's offense just couldn't do anything. So that's what let them down. If they were able to jump on them like 14-3 or something like that, or 10-3, that game probably would end up closer. But Oklahoma's having an offensive problem, which...
Quarterback problem,
yeah.
I think that whenever we looked at the stats, I think there was like every so often a team would blow out another team. I'm not saying that this is one of those, but they did beat them pretty bad. Not from what we thought was going to happen. Bama squeaking by South Carolina.
Nah, I think Bama should have lost this game.
A little onside at the end, too. Messed that up. I think so, too. And then they had the pick in the end zone. He almost needed it and almost had the almost needed in the end zone for a safety. Oh.
I think if South Carolina had a slightly better quarterback, they'd go down and kick a field goal to win it.
Yeah. Let's see. We'll talk about the big one. Actually, we'll talk about this one before the big one. Penn State, USC. USC had a chance to win it. Missed it. Penn State had a chance to win it. Made it. Thoughts on that game?
Shout out Tyler Warren. Put himself on the map as a tight end. Very impressive outing. Penn State able to win a close one. I mean, hey, USC probably should have won this game, but they didn't. And shout out Penn State.
And then, actually, before we talk about the big one, we could talk about the game that we were at, Illinois Purdue. Great game to be at. First half, not gonna lie, kind of was getting to be like, all right, well, Illinois is gonna run away with it. Good game, cool. Let's go back to the tailgate and hang out. I will say that I leaned over to a girlfriend at the game and was like, do wish that Purdue scored and made it a little more interesting. And man, was my wish granted. Come out of halftime, scored a touchdown. First play after that for Illinois, quarterback fumbles, scoop and score Purdue. And ever since then, they were just on a roll. I think that Purdue should have won this game. Me and you talked about it. We did not sit together at the game, but the very last part, or the 2-point conversion to win the game for Purdue, running back was wide open.
He had him. He looked at him and just did not throw it. I think that's the freshman in him.
He also had I think he got spooked because the offensive line let one of the pressure come through, because then he just started running for his life. Whenever he could have just hung in the pocket, zipped the ball over there and taken
Or to the outside shoulder, running back turns. Yeah, I think that's just a freshman mistake.
Yeah,
kicking himself this whole week. Could have been the top 25 team.
Yep.
But great game nonetheless. You hit it on the head. Very surprised. Did not expect it. 50-49 is crazy score, but we're here.
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely fun to be at, especially going and seeing it at end of regulation with Purdue hitting the running back on a little, I think it was a little go route to the back of the end zone and making it go into overtime. And then Illinois coming out, first play of overtime, scoring a touchdown, kicking the field goal, and then I think it took Purdue 2 or 3 plays for them to score, and then missed the 2-point. But yeah, what a great game! Illinois came out with the dub by 1. But
so I just want to put it out there. We could maybe open up a business in Champaign, maybe another bar with some music. I think we'd make plenty of money because them lines outside them bars at night, diabolical. I don't know. Hey, that's something we got to do.
Yeah, we're gonna have to. But hey, we need more people here. We can open up our own bar in Liddy City, and it's Liddyville, I think is what they call it, and we can get it rocking. But yeah, the lines were crazy. If you guys are gonna go out to Champaign and party,
go early.
Go early. Pre-game and go early, because if you show up at prime going out time,
you ain't getting
9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, you might as well go straight to Raising Cane's and go right back home.
Or just stay at the house if you miss out. If you don't leave by 7, don't even go.
The lines, no joke, we are not hesitating, are literally a block or 2 down the road.
Easily 100 people.
Easily.
Which is why, start a business, start a bar, right? Get some good music in there. It's gonna be packed. You're gonna make money. All right, we gotta do that.
We do. All right. So, big game of the weekend. Before we start talking about our teams, you might not think this is a big game of the weekend because you might think that your team had the biggest game of the weekend. But Oregon, Ohio State.
Nah, this was the biggest game of the weekend.
Okay, just want to make sure.
Yeah, no.
First off, before we talk about this, what are your thoughts about Dan Lanning's 12 men on the field?
Classic coaching, great coaching. The fact that they, this week, closed the loophole on this is kind of bogus. I feel like they should have waited until the end of the season, as they typically do. But yeah, I mean, I get why they did it because they just want teams to do this now. Because I don't think Dan Lanning should have came out and said that.
Mm-hmm.
So then you just could have kept doing it the rest of the year, and then they eventually change it. But yeah, I mean, overall, great game. Uh, Ohio State's first true test ends up in a loss. I think this cross country traveling for the Big Ten is having a toll. Even ACC, it's having a toll. We're seeing a lot more, not road upsets, but like road team struggle. Even though this is a great game, I mean, it probably would have been a different story at Ohio State. But yeah, shout out Oregon for keep fighting all year, having tough scares all year, and then they're starting to finally play better. Now they're hitting their stride, being a top 5 team in the country. Some might even say top 1. Shout out Ducks. How do you feel about the DB spitting on the receiver?
That stuff, there's no place for it. Like, I don't know. I don't like anybody that spits on anybody. I think it's disgusting, and there's no place for it. I don't like it at all. You're just asking for a fight. You're asking for just an altercation in general.
Yeah,
I've
stupid.
never met somebody that's gotten spit on and then has just walked away or like wiped it off. So like, I don't.
Shout out the receiver.
Huh?
Shout out the receiver for self control.
Yeah, because I mean, I think I'm gonna go way back again, but I think Chris Paul and Rajon Rondo didn't somebody split? It's like somebody spit on somebody, and I think was it Rajon that like spit on Chris Paul or something?
I don't know.
I don't know, but yeah, and then whoever it got spit on said that if somebody spits on you, they're treating you like you're dirt and that like nothing. And I agree with that. I mean, to me, there's no place for it. I think it goes back to our conversation last week, to where, I mean, there's sportsmanship, and if you do that, you're just not a good human being.
See, I ain't going that far, but it definitely hurts his draft stock, and yeah, you just gotta be smarter than that. There's no place for it, like you said, but you live and you learn, I guess. But
I don't know. Correction, you're not a good human being. You're just
that's crazy.
You just go a little too far.
Yeah, that's unacceptable behavior, but
yeah. All right. Yeah, I agree with you though with the games. Great coaching by Dan Lanning and realizing the rule book. But yeah, I'm interested to see how Oregon does. This goes right into the game tomorrow. Oregon goes to Purdue. Purdue has some history of beating number 2s at home, wearing all black. Purdue's wearing all black, playing number 2 at home. So we'll see. Tickets are only $10, by the way, to go to that game.
if you're in Purdue, you might as well go out, huh?
Have I thought about going? Yes. Will I? I don't know.
Probably not.
We'll see.
Chat. Aiden's too scared to commit.
I'm not. But, all right. I'll go ahead. Both of our games went into OT. A lot of games this weekend went into OT, actually. But both of our games went into OT. I'll let you go ahead, because your game was a little more interesting than mine.
Yours was overtime. Both of ours were in overtime. What are you talking about?
Yours was more high scoring.
Aiden.
But I know. Go ahead.
More. Okay. Not Garrett Nussmeier's best performance. below 50% completion percentage. But when it mattered most, made the throws necessary to win the game. Ole Miss should have won this game, no doubt. They missed so many opportunities. I mean, you could also make the case like Garrett Nussmeier's at 70% completion percentage, him being less than 50% is uncharacteristic. Trey Harris dropping that touchdown, uncharacteristic. This was a classic LSU game at night. It's tough to play there. LSU's defense played a lot better than I thought it would have. So some questions about in our secondary, but our front seven is stout. I'll take our front seven over anyone's. Our DBs, man, we got to either hit the transfer portal or recruit better. I don't know who we got back there. But yeah, I mean, I think our defense can only get better from here, and that's scary to think. And our offense can only get better from here as we play like one of our worst offensive games, and we beat a top 10 team. So it's a tough one coming this Saturday. Battle of the Golden Boot. But I liked our performance, and as long as we don't fall into for this trap game, I think you'll see a real CFP contender in Baton Rouge. So
yeah, you. I believe you guys are starting a. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. I believe that you guys are starting a true freshman at corner right now. I could be completely wrong. But yeah, I got to watch a little bit of your game. Great game to watch. At night at LSU. Pretty crazy. Guys pulled out the dub. Ole Miss has got to win out for the rest of the year. But, I don't know. Your guys' defense did what it needed to do to win the game. Your offense, I mean, I wasn't shocked with your offense. I mean, yeah, you had a couple missed passes, but other than that, you guys still look pretty good. But yeah, we'll see. You guys do have a test this week, which we'll get to here in a little bit, but interested to see how that one goes. See how you guys respond from this close win. Now, I can go about my Gators.
Now let me go first. It's unfortunate that Graham got hurt towards ACL. His college career is done. And Florida had a chance to win it. Yeah, I think Florida fans should take a lot from this game. The fact that they're going to be competitive. And DJ has a great chance to develop some more. And I think if he commits to Florida, I think he can lead them to a serious playoff contending team in a couple years or even next year, depending on how they recruit and get better. But I think tough loss to swallow. Should have won it, but couldn't pull it out at the end.
Yep. Now, tell me. I was really impressed with their defense. This was something that I was worried about heading into the game. But I noticed something on the sideline that I mentioned. Armstrong was on the sideline this game. Look at how our defense played. I mentioned very on in this podcast early on in this podcast that he needed to be on the sideline ASAP just because he brought a different attitude and a different level to our defense. And I saw that against Tennessee. I don't know if he's been on the sideline all year. I haven't seen him. This was the first time that I've seen him. And we played better. So I think him being on the field benefits our team. And I'm just very pleased with the defense. That's all I have to say. So if the defense can continue to play like this the rest of the season, we can be, like you said, we can be competitive with a lot of teams. Our offense, on the other hand, I think is what is now holding us back, where I thought our defense was, so now it's our offense. We can't get one or the other. We can't get both of them to play good. In the first half, we were in the red zone 4 times and came away with 3 points. Fumbled on the 1. Penalties knocked us out. Like, it was just... If you rewatch that game, you're looking at it like Florida doesn't score here. So it's tough. Which, fumbling on the 1, great defensive play. Graham was like 2 inches away from being down. Ball just got loose. It was good play by the defender. 4th and 1, and we run a jet sweep. I'm not too mad about that call. But, I mean, I think that there's better calls. Graham getting hurt. He came out and said that he tore his ACL a couple plays before. And then that one just tweaked it even more to where it just, like, really hurt him. So, my opinion is if Graham doesn't get hurt, we win that game. I think he was really dissecting the defense with the secondary. He was finding the spots. He was hitting the receivers. He had that one miscue on the 1-yard line, but we held them scoreless in the first half, which I thought was amazing. We were up 3-0. That's what I didn't like, that we were up by only 3 points. And then DJ stepped up. I mean, this is his show now. I've said it from the beginning. I wanted him to kind of get a little better understanding with Graham. Now Graham can kind of be a coach and help him with the reads and reading the defense and kind of put him first, which I do like. He had a great pass to DK to force overtime. We went for the field goal to go into overtime instead of go for 2, which I don't hate that with the way the defense was playing. But, I don't know. Good, strong game by us. I definitely think that we should have won this game, especially with us being in the red zone 4 times and not coming out with points. But we'll have to see how we do this week. Go on my little rant here in a little bit once we start going through those picks. But I was pretty pleased, besides a couple plays on the offense. But this is the Florida team that I thought I was going to see whenever they opened up with Miami. So they have homecoming this week against Kentucky, a team that we've in the past have not played great against. I think we're on a 4-game losing streak against them. So this will say a lot. Kentucky has a great defense. It's going to be a big test on DJ. But I can dive into that a little more once we get over to our picks. But I think we're about to go over there now because I think this was the last game. But all in all, last weekend, great weekend. Florida, I'm pleased with. LSU pulled out with a win. Well, you can see if this weekend is going to top it. So, that being said, let's move on to our picks. Dun, dun, dun.
Do, 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 do.
All right. Oh, underdogs. So, we're going to switch it up a little bit. Instead of one picking every single time, or every
There are 5 picks.
underdog, we're going to alternate. Since I went first last week, Tavius, you're going to start. I'll go next.
We're going to start off hot, ladies and gentlemen.
First underdog pick is going to be hot.
It's not hot. It's not the times 2 pick. I'm interested to see what you pick. But it does qualify. Kind of. Give me Georgia Tech beating Notre Dame. Georgia Tech's a great football team coming off a great win last week. This game's going to be won on the line of scrimmage. I think Notre Dame loses out on their playoff hopes this weekend. Give me the Yellow Jackets.
don't hate that pick. It's having Mercedes-Benz. Don't hate that pick. All right. My first one, and I'm on the fence with this game because I don't know if I can trust them. After watching them last weekend and seeing how they did, ended up going into overtime. We were at the game. Something in my gut's telling me not to pick them, but I want to because I would love to see them win. Give me the Fighting Illini taking down Michigan. Michigan is not the underdog here, traveling to Illinois, which I'm shocked. And I'll take. But give me the Fighting Illini.
It's an interesting pick. I was going back and forth with that all day. But I think Michigan may have found its quarterback. And I think they can, if Purdue can score 49, so can Michigan.
That's what's holding me back because I'm worried that, well, whenever we were at the game, Illinois couldn't stop a running quarterback, and that's all that Michigan has. But I think they're going to prepare better for Michigan, and I'm hoping that one was just a fluke with Purdue. So
let's stay in the Big Ten and give me. Oh, you thought I was going to say Nebraska, Indiana.
I did.
No. Give me Northwestern defending home turf and beating the Badgers. Give it to me. Both coming off dominant performances. Wisconsin's on the road. Noon kickoff. It's going to be windy. I just have a feeling. Ooh. That the Wildcats are going to beat the Badgers. Give me the Wildcats.
Wow. Was not expecting that. Wasn't it last week you were like, no way that Northwestern beats Maryland?
Yep. And then they spank them. So all you had to do was make me a believer.
Yeah, but you know what happens whenever we give teams their flowers, right?
They spit it in our face. And I would not be surprised if Wisconsin blows them out. But I have faith in the Wildcats.
Well, you see, this team I would usually pick, but every time that I pick them, as I just mentioned, every time we give them their flowers, they throw it right back in our face. So I'm not going to pick them. I was going to pick Colorado beating Arizona. But I can't give them their flowers because I want to see them win, so I'm not going to pick them. I was just double checking because I didn't know if they were or if they weren't. This is a coin flip game, and I'm going to pick them anyways, even though every time that I've picked them, I believe that they've not given me points. But it's my team. I got to go with them. Florida is an underdog. At home, they haven't played good at home besides one game, so I get it. Give me the Florida Gators beating the Kentucky Wildcats.
Funny pick. You know, Aiden's just going to go back to his roots. You just know he will.
I got one up the sleeve. Don't worry.
I do too.
All right. What's your next
Give
pick, sir?
me. This team's had too many close calls the last couple weeks. They're coming off a bye, but the 2 games before then they didn't play that well, but they squeaked out with dubs. Best team remaining on their schedule. Team that's been losing, they had a close one. I am talking myself out of this pick as I'm speaking. I'm not going to do it. Not going to do it, guys. You're seeing it here first. Changing my mind. Changing my mind. I can't. I was going to pick Louisville over Miami. Not going to do it. Give me this one, though. Give me the Bulldogs beating Texas.
Oh!
Give me the Bulldogs beating Texas.
Georgia over Texas.
I need SEC parity. I need chaos. Give it to me. Georgia's talented enough to win, and they need a statement win.
You know what? And I agree with the whole SEC chaos. And you're not going to like me.
I knew it was going to happen. I knew it. This is your team, too. This is your team.
Give me. Go ahead and finish it for me. Get it. Finish it. Give me the
Razorbacks to lose LSU.
Nah. Give me the Razorbacks to defeat LSU.
Dude, this is your second favorite team. I'm convinced. It's Arkansas Razorbacks. You were talking about it before the season started.
And look where we're at.
They lost the 2 times you picked them. And I think you're 1-2.
But I told you before at the very beginning, Arkansas is not the same Arkansas that we had. And every week since before this week, I've said, even whenever we were talking about the schedule for LSU, I said this is going to be a tight game like it always is. And every week, they've been building my confidence about them. If you get in a tight game with this team, I think their quarterback's healthy now.
I wouldn't say that.
He's had 2 weeks to recover.
Healthy enough to play. I'll say that.
Yeah. So, and you were talking about your cornerbacks, or your safeties, or whatever, your secondaries, a little rough. I don't know. And it's at Arkansas.
Battle of the Golden Boot.
And you guys got the Golden Boot last year, right?
The last 4 games, I think, have been decided by 3 points.
Giving me the Razorbacks, baby. I'm sorry, but I gotta roll with the Razorbacks.
No, I did it. I knew you were going to pick that pick. I knew it. I wrote it. This is my first game I wrote down. I was like, I scribbled that out. You're going to pick that one. For sure. Let me actually. What was your other pick?
Right now, I have Illinois, Florida, and Arkansas.
Yeah. This team I'm about to pick had a great win last week. And they're dogs this week because they're on the road. Playing a solid team in Cincinnati. But this team's just riding too much of a high, playing too good a football. Give me Arizona State to go to Cincinnati and win.
State, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Between a couple. Give me Toledo over NIU.
That is an interesting pick.
Give me Toledo over NIU. Going back to Nick Saban's old roots.
Mm-hmm.
As head coach.
Dang. Last pick of the week. It's the last pick of the week, but it's going to be my times two pick. This is going to be the craziest times two pick of the year.
Don't do it. If we're thinking the same thing, don't do
They ain't telling me to don't do it. Craziest pick of the year. Largest margin as it currently stands. 28 and a half. Go ahead, scroll up to it, Aiden. You know what it is.
There.
I already got 120 point. Why not have two? I'm already 2 times 2 picks in. Make it 3. I was like, there's no way Oregon loses to Purdue.
You know what? Before you move on, I've been thinking this whole time, who is going to be my times 2 pick? And that game keeps popping up in my head. And I'm like, I can't.
I think
And then you said that, and I was like, you better not. But here we are.
look. This is probably why you're not getting your times 2 picks right. You're not believing in the impossible.
Okay, I did. And it didn't happen. So,
When?
Illinois and Penn State, whenever you said that was just crazy pick.
Oh yeah. Man, look. Watching this team firsthand did not start off hot. The head coach firing the OC, and it was like, I'm gonna call plays myself as a defensive coordinator. First game, 49 points. Chance to win it at the end. If they win that game, I don't think this game's a 21 and a half point or 28 and a half point dog. I'm just gonna use my logic I used earlier. Emotional win, short week. They're playing on a Friday, blackout game. Kids are just gonna be there drunk. They don't think they're gonna win.
Tickets are $10.
I mean, it's just setting up for an upset. I don't know. Short week, high off the emotions. Oregon struggled against bad teams. They've struggled. They've kept teams around. And Purdue can run the football. Oregon struggles against the run. They keep this game close enough, long enough, anything can happen. Now, should y'all be crazy and pick Purdue to win? No. Should you pick them to cover? Absolutely, if you're going to bet. I definitely would. But give me Purdue beating Oregon and just causing chaos. That's all we want in college football. That's why we watch. We don't watch to see domination. We watch to see pure chaos. And I think this game will provide that. And I'm going to have another crazy pick. Jaden's not going to come back from this one. He's already not coming back from Vandy, Alabama. He ain't coming back from this one. Pin drop.
He's done it again, folks. He's done it again. Now I have to pick a new times 2 pick. But that's okay. That's all right. You know,
You had 4 chances to pick them.
yeah, but I'm not going to pick them first. I like to save my last pick as a times 2 pick. I don't like to just throw it out there first because then there's no build-up.
I have a perfect one for you to pick, but I'm not going to say nothing.
You can say it after I pick mine. Give me Ball State. No, I'm just kidding. Give me. You know, they showed me something last week. I believe in their backup quarterback. Give me Mississippi State.
No shot.
To beat Texas A&M. The worst team, in my opinion, in the SEC. To upset the Aggies, who've been on a high lately. And the more I talk, the less that I want to pick this team.
I mean, they scored 31 points against Georgia.
Yeah, yeah, no. Let me try to talk myself into this pick. They did. It was a pretty close game for the most part against Georgia. Their backup quarterback is pretty good. I mean, he's a mobile quarterback. The only thing that I'm worried about is Texas A&M's quarterback. He's been playing pretty good as well. But go ahead and give me Mississippi State and the Cowboys.
You know, I'm gonna keep talking you into this pick because it's a trap game for A&M.
It is.
Next Saturday, it's a trap game for LSU too. It's gonna be a big one. Two teams that don't like each other because we've been playing each other for rivalry week and we've ruined each other's seasons. That's crazy enough. I could see it. Too bad. It's 1 point down from my pick because if you get this right, yeah, you'd be close to having the craziest pick of the year. No, actually, it's not 1 point. 18-point dogs. Mine was 22.5. No biggie. Wow. You know what I thought you should have picked?
Which ones?
OK State at BYU.
See, I thought that, but then BYU playing at home is just a different beast.
It is. But OK State needs to win.
Away. But they
or
do,
even
but
a
I don't think it's gonna
UCF,
be this
Iowa
way.
State.
I was thought about that one too, but UCF's, I don't know. They're wish-washy.
SMU at Stanford. That's an interesting one.
I saw that one too.
UNLV at Oregon State. That's a good one. There are some picks to be had.
Go ahead and let us know what your underdogs are. Just to recap, Tavius has got Georgia Tech, Northwestern, Georgia, Arizona State, and Purdue to repeat history again by knocking off the number 2 team in the country at home.
Blackout.
My 5 are Illinois, Florida, Arkansas, Toledo, and Mississippi State.
Who's Toledo playing?
Toledo's playing Northern Illinois. All right, now we can hop right into our top 25 picks.
Let's make this rapid so I can make this game.
Starting off, Oregon, Purdue. We already know who you have, but you don't know who I have.
Am I allowed to hedge my bets?
What?
Am I allowed to hedge my bet?
Sure.
I want to pick Oregon for my top 25 pick. No, I'm kidding. No, I'm kidding. Give me Purdue.
Okay.
I have a spine.
Give me Oregon. I'm going to go against you.
Shocker.
I do think that history does repeat itself, just not this year. So give me Oregon. Okay, State, BYU.
BYU.
BYU, yeah.
Miami at Louisville. Give me the Canes. If Louisville wins, I'm going to be so angry.
Yeah.
If they end up winning.
This is a noon kickoff too, huh? Yeah.
Virginia at Clemson. Give us Clemson.
Yep.
You know, I wouldn't be surprised if Virginia covers, though. Solid football team out there.
I say Clemson covers.
Dang. No hope. No hope for Virginia.
Nope. Indiana, Nebraska.
I was tempted. Nebraska has a good defense, but I think Indiana's rolling a little bit too much right now. Did you hear what their head coach says? Said how he likes to get to the game or get to the hotel as late as possible so the players go to sleep, wake up, kick their ass, and go home.
I did not hear that.
You should watch. He said on the Pat McAfee show.
But Google him. He wins.
Yeah. Yep, James Madison and all, just bring them to the Big Ten. They perform.
Somebody called that.
You did not call that.
I said that they were a little. There was a different feel about Indiana, and you.
After they blew out the first couple teams, they're
You said
gonna fizzle out. They're gonna fizzle out.
I swore by it, and look at where we're at. They're
Don't
undefeated.
you-
They're bowl eligible. Just saying.
Don't you worry.
Just saying. What's your pick for that game?
I already told you. Indiana's rolling.
You, Auburn, Missouri.
I'm surprised Missouri. I'm kind of surprised it's kind of not. Missouri's only a 4-point favorite,
Oh, I'm not.
but I think Missouri covers that.
I agree. I think they win by a touchdown.
You think
Army East.
Well, wait, never mind. I picked Army in this one. I like Army. Army and Navy are ranked. First time since like 1930s or 40s.
So that brings up another thing about the whole college playoffs, because if they both play Notre Dame, if one of them wins and the other one loses, but then they play each other, but then they play each other again. Because if they're the two teams in their conference, they'll play for the conference championship, and then that following week is the exhibition game against themselves.
I think.
And then that following week is the college football.
Yeah.
Kind of crazy.
I think. Never mind. I'm gonna save my thoughts. But give me Army in this one.
Yeah, I agree. Give me Army. Let's go down to Bama, Tennessee.
Wait, real quick. Wisconsin, Northwestern. Who you got?
Wisconsin.
All right. You said Alabama, Tennessee. Give me Bama. It's a must-win for Tennessee, though.
Yeah, give me Bama as well. Notre Dame, Georgia Tech. You already said Georgia Tech. Give me Notre Dame. Notre Dame doesn't really have a problem playing at away games. What? I said Notre Dame doesn't have much of a problem playing at away games.
Yeah. They don't, but I like Georgia Tech as a football team. I'll roll with the Yellow Jackets.
Illini versus Michigan.
Give me Michigan.
Good, because I was already writing that down. Navy. Yep. Let's see here.
I'll go NIU. USC at Maryland.
USC.
I think Colorado beats Arizona.
I'm going to go Arizona. No, I will give you that win, because every time that I pick Colorado, they lose.
Yeah, you can pick Arizona. Go ahead.
Texas A&M.
Yeah, give me Aggies. Tickets as low as $5. Man, if you get a cowbell and $5, go to that game.
Give me Mississippi State.
Give me LSU. You already know. I ain't got to say much about this game. It's Battle of the Golden Boot. LSU's going to be up for this game. They got to be. It's going to set up a crazy matchup between Aggies and LSU next week if both teams win. Which I believe is at Kyle Field. Which I don't know how A&M got so lucky to play Notre Dame, Missouri, Arkansas, LSU, and Texas at home. All their tough games are at home.
Well, that's scheduling.
It's a little unfair if you ask me.
Georgia, Texas.
Give me the Bulldogs. Ooh, ooh, ooh.
Give me Texas. Let's see. UCF, Iowa State.
Iowa State.
Yeah, I agree. K-State, West Virginia.
K-State. Even though I can see an upset run here.
I'm gonna go West Virginia.
West Virginia.
Mountain Mama. SMU back in the rankings. Versus Stanford.
Also, I'll go with Florida as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, give me SMU. And I'll take UNLV as well. And give me Utah over TCU.
Well, hold on, now I gotta go back and do all the games that we did. So you said SMU. I'm gonna go SMU as well. You said Florida. Of course, I'm going Florida. You said UNLV and Oregon State, right?
Mm-hmm.
You said UNLV?
Yep.
I'll go UNLV too. Then you said TCU and Utah?
Yeah, give me the Utes. Interesting game also. Iowa at Michigan State. I like the Sparties in that one. No, give me the Hawkeyes. But I think Michigan State covers. Yeah.
I'm gonna go Hawkeyes as well. What was the games up top? You said Colorado, Arizona. You had Colorado.
Yep. USC Maryland.
I'm going Arizona. USC Maryland. I'm going USC. You said USC, right?
Yep.
I know we did Wisconsin.
I don't see any other games.
What?
I don't even see any other games.
We went Northwestern. Give me the Badgers. That was it?
Yep.
Did we do Cincy, Arizona State?
Did you pick? I don't know. I picked.
We'll do two more. We'll do that one, and then we'll do Florida State Duke.
Give me who you got? Arizona State or Cincy?
Give me Arizona State. Their coaches.
No, give me Duke. Even though apparently this backup Florida State quarterback's better than DJ Uiagalelei.
Yeah, I'm going Duke as well. Love to see Florida State. What are they? 1-5 right now.
Mm-hmm. Third and 10 on the Denver's first drive. Saints in the house. And it doesn't get done. A pass doesn't get there. Incomplete.
All right.
Denver's
Well,
punting ball.
let's yeah. So those are all of our picks, all of our underdogs and college football. We got a lot of college football picks this weekend. Um,
We do.
Good slate this weekend. Not as good as last week's, but still some really good games. Got a couple bigger games this weekend, I think.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, let us know what your thoughts are on our underdogs. What are your underdogs? Let us know what your picks are for college football. I know last week I was lacking on the college football pick'ems on our Instagram, so I will get those this week for sure. Probably won't be all the games that we picked. Probably just some highlights. Definitely the Georgia Texas and some other games that I like to look at. Maybe some ranked ones, maybe some non-ranked ones. We'll see. If you have any that you would like to see, let me know. But other than that, thank you for sticking with us. I know this one's a little bit longer than normal, but without us having the meeting, had to cram it all into one today. So I appreciate the love. Make sure you like, subscribe, follow, whatever on all social media platforms. Let us know with your thoughts. We'd love to be interactive. If we can watch during the live on stream. Let us know what we're talking or what you're thinking while we're talking. But this has been another episode of the A&T podcast. Again, I'm Aiden. And have a great night, and let's have a great weekend of some sports.